Thank you for joining me. This video chronicles a game of Civilization 2 that I played as the One City Challenge. Now, the first thing I'm going to mention is that this game was played using Windows 7 Professional's Virtual PC XP mode. I mention that because of this error that you get right here. I got Alphabet, by the way. That sometimes when when the game accesses the Civlopedia, it gives you that error. It's the only problem I've noticed, with using Professional's XP mode. So yeah, you never lose data or anything. So if you're interested in upgrading for the purpose of playing games, this is what Civilization 2 will look like. So now the purpose of the One City Challenge is to win the game while only having one city at all times. So you can usually win by spaceship. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is look for a city site. You're going to want to put some effort into this, and you're going to want to look for a site that has specials, especially trade specials, and river if you can get it. So I built Berlin here. I took a bit of a risk because I didn't check that the fourth special was actually there. As you'll find out very shortly, it is, and it's another whale. It's an okay site. It's not the best. So the first thing I started to do is build a warrior for martial law for when the city grows. Now you're going to want to. The amount of warriors you're going to want to build will depend on the map and what you've already got. So you see, I already have 2 archers, so that'll also cover the 3 units that you can get for martial law. So I'm not going to build any more warriors after this. But if you have a small landmass, or you just haven't found very many huts yet, and you don't expect to find more, then you may want to build another warrior. So after that, you're going to want to start on a wonder right away. I don't have any wonder techs at the moment, so I'm going to end up having to switch from the barracks to a wonder when I finally get bronze working. So there isn't much to do since you can't actually build more cities. Now the wonders are very important in the One City Challenge. Because you need to make your city really, really good, since it's your only city. So I'm going to be getting Colossus. Other wonders, you're also going to want to get Copernicus's Observatory and Isaac Newton's College when the time comes, because that'll give you an awful lot of science production and actually allow you to produce science at a decent rate. You're also going to want Marco Polo's Embassy in order to contact other civilizations and trade technologies with them, find potential allies, things like that. So at the moment I'm exploring. Now ordinarily you would want to send your settler right back to your city to start improving the land. I didn't do that only because I had 4 whales, so I wouldn't be likely to actually work the land for a while. So I met the Romans there. Now you notice the writing that tells you what happened in the negotiations. I don't really expect you to read it, because especially as the game progresses and I increase the speed. It's more that if you're actually interested in what happened, then you don't have to go and trying to sort through all the individual screens. It's just up there nicely for you to find out. Eventually I stopped doing that for most negotiations anyway, because I just got tired of doing it. Now, on the subject of diplomacy, I am playing this game as Civilization 2 Classic, not Multiplayer Gold Edition. If I were playing Gold Edition, I could have done it directly on Windows XP or 64-bit. Windows 7 64-bit. But I'm playing Classic, and that's a 16-bit game, so I need to use Virtual PC. Now, and this is important because the Multiplayer Gold Edition AI is much more hostile than that of Classic, so you may find it more difficult to have long-term good relations and engage in technology trading and having alliances they can get gifts from. So, like, if people do play the One City Challenge on Gold Edition, but I haven't, and I'm not now. So it's going to be kind of relevant if you try to do this yourself. I should also mention that... Oh. Yes, I should also mention that I'm playing this game very roughly using a strategy guide composed by a guy on Civfanatics Forums called Ali Ardavan. I will post a link in the description. And I follow this. I follow it very vaguely. I don't follow it too closely, and sometimes, and later you'll see that on one or two occasions I actually followed it, and when I really shouldn't have. Not because it's bad, but because I just wasn't paying close enough attention to exactly what I needed. Yeah, so I get another alliance with the Indians here. Yeah, so there's another thing I should mention in the regard of gameplay, is that I was willing to restart this game to get a decent decent city site for the One City Challenge. The reason is that first of all, I couldn't prove that I didn't, and second, this isn't just to say like, oh, I'm so good I can play the One City Challenge. It's more to give you a feel for what the One City Challenge is, and also since I'm playing.
Our men need better weapons, Lord. Let us put the scrollheads to work on this worthy pursuit.
Noble leader, there are matters other than this blunted spear point to attend to.
Your Excellency, the torch of knowledge sputters in your hands.
I concur, Excellency.
Pay them no heed, Your Majesty.
Excellency, let us make currency instead of swords, for it is wealth that moves the world, and profit that rules it.
My lord, there is an invention called writing, which allows the most marvelous communications with other lands. You would do well to discover it.
I concur, Your Excellency.
Pay them no heed, Excellency.
Wise men say that only fools run an empire without luxuries, King.
I disagree, Excellency.
I disagree, Your Excellency.
Well, the High Council just interrupted me, so I kind of lost my train of thought. Now, something you're going to notice here is that I'm trying to get monarchy from the Romans, because so I'm gonna actually just cut science, because if you get a tech that you're currently researching, all the research production that you put into it goes to the next tech that you're gonna research. So I really want to get monarchy from the Romans instead of actually fully researching it myself. So I've been asking for gifts. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything to trade techs with them, I believe. So I finally get to monarchy as the gift. I didn't change government right away, because there is something called OEDO years, which mean that well, you see, what happens is when you change governments, you go into a period of anarchy, but when you get out of but it's not random how long it lasts. You actually get out of it every 4th turn, and they're known as yeah. So actually, you get out of anarchy every 4th turn, and these years are actually known as OEDO years for the person who discovered it. So if you know when these years are, you can get charts and stuff for that. then you can avoid spending lots of time in anarchy. You just have the revolution the turn before, and then you only spend one turn in anarchy. Or you can discover the technology during that during the OEDO year, and then select have revolution right away, and then only spend part of the turn in anarchy. So there I built the Colossus and switched to monarchy. And so now I'm starting on trade. I'm building this boat now because I'm going to want to send it to a like it's not a very convenient embarkation point for caravans to get anywhere. So I'm gonna want to send that boat off to get to a more convenient loading point. So I'd send my caravans overland and then load onto a boat. So here I start the lighthouse. Now another thing I could have done is started a unit and then switch to a caravan if possible, and then rush caravans piece by piece in order to come up with enough shields for the Wonder. It's actually cheaper to do that. Here's the Spanish. The reason that I didn't do it is because 9 shields is really awkward production, so I lose a whole bunch when building caravans and rushing them piece by piece. It's actually cheaper to rush caravans than it is to rush Wonders, so if you're going to rush and you have the time, you want to use caravans if possible. So anyway, I'm sending the ship out. Maybe I should have made peace with the Spanish, except that then all my allies would be constantly asking me to go back to war with them. Yeah, I should have actually attacked that horse, but, you know, life's tough. So now I have Marco Polo's embassy, and once you get trade, you should cut your science research because you're very likely going to be able to trade for a lot of the techs that you're going to need. So there's really no point in doing more research until you actually contact everyone and find out everything that they have and what you can get from them. And also you can get money to finish your Wonder faster. As I just completed that using stockpiled money.